San Diego State University. My name is Julia Lewis and I am applying to the 2024 Fall MFT program. A little bit about myself. I'm 27 years old, born and raised in Florida, and I got my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology from the University of Florida. I have worked really hard to gain a lot of experience in the mental health field, and I would say by now I have probably over 7 years of experience. I also really value personal growth and personal experience, and I love travel. I love gaining cultural competence, so I have traveled quite extensively as well in the time between undergraduate school and now. And I've lived in Germany, I've lived in Asia, I lived in California, and I currently am living in Zambia, Africa. I am working with a company called Full Circle Learning, and we are bringing mental health education and mental health awareness to various places in Africa, which is something I had dreamed about in college. So I'm so happy that it's finally happening. And I've really done all of my goals that I had set out to do before applying to graduate school. So I have really done and seen and felt what I thought I needed to see and do and feel before applying to graduate school. So I'm so excited and I'm so ready for this next step in my life to become a marriage and family therapist. I also have experience being a suicide hotline volunteer. I've worked in various lab settings, various hospital settings. I've worked in drug and alcohol addiction centers, and I also was a mental health rehabilitation specialist at a group home in California. So what I'm most passionate about in becoming a marriage and family therapist is I truly just love the work, and I am really passionate about mental health education, and mental health services. You know, I think it's really just one of the most beautiful jobs you could do for another human. You know, a doctor takes care of someone's body, someone's broken bones, but a therapist takes care of someone's mind, someone's broken mind, someone who's hurting, someone who's lost, you know. I think that's just one of the most beautiful things you could do, and I really do know from my experience and just from, you know, my life that that's what I'm here for, that's what I'm here to do, and I'm really passionate about it. I really think, you know, it's just the most beautiful field, and the more I learn about it, the more experience I get, the more I really realize that for myself. You know, I was pushed into the medical field. You know, I was seen as a caretaker, as working well with other people. So I was pushed into the medical field. I was on track to become a physician assistant, but I loved psychology, so I majored in psychology. And I actually got to shadow a physician assistant, but while I was shadowing a physician assistant, I sat in on a therapy session. And that was just it for me. You know, it was so solidified that that was what I was meant to do. I couldn't even believe there was something so perfect for what I wanted to be. So I'm really passionate about the field, and I'm really passionate about becoming a marriage and family therapist. And what I want to learn most from my choice program, I know it sounds kind of vague, but I'm really just so excited to learn how to be a therapist. You know, I worked really closely with therapists when I was a mental health rehabilitation specialist, and I'm so excited to learn how to diagnose mental illness, diagnose mental health disorders. I'm so excited to learn how to make treatment plans and to really just take this next step in my professional life. It's been a long time coming, and I do have a lot of experience, but I know my scope of practice, and I'm not a therapist, and I'm so excited to learn how to be one, and I'm so excited for gaining more education. You know, schooling is so important, so I'm really excited for what I'm gonna learn. And what I think I have contributed in the mental health field, you know, I really do think my kindness is my best attribute, and I think kindness is so important in the mental health field. You know, you're dealing with people in vulnerable states, and you're dealing with people who really do need a kind and compassionate human being there for them. So I do know that I have been that person for people. You know, when I was working at the suicide hotline, I know that my phone calls with people helped them live another day. And I know that the kiddos at the group home, I know that when they walked out of my groups, they were maybe at least just feeling a little better, but also probably learned something. And I know with my individual sessions that, you know, I was just a space for them to be cared for, to be heard, and to feel like, you know, someone is here for me, somebody cares, and I'm gonna get better. I also have tried to bring mental health services and mental health education to underserved populations. You know, I've worked with foster youth, I've worked with families facing homelessness, and I'm currently working in Africa. And, you know, Like many things in our world, a lot of things come with privilege, and sadly, mental health and mental health services is one of those things. So I think it's so important to do what we can and to bring mental health services to those who need it, because everybody needs it and everybody deserves it. So I also think I've worked really hard to do what I can for many people from all walks of life. And I'm so excited for this next step. I am so ready, and thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I get to meet you in person, and until then, bye!